Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Faith, Assistant Director, Ministry of Education, Lydia, Deputy Coordinator, School Health, Coordinator of Health, School of Health, I think, Mr. Kioko, my health CEO, Nancy Kihara, NACADA officials, NACADA Director, members of the faculty present, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. As you have heard, my name's Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, and I always say I love the Lord and I'm a mother. I came here to stand as a mother in the nation, a wife, and a friend of one, His Excellency Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the one and only Rick G. And he sends his greetings this morning. When I'm here, I can only say, like it has been said, when not okay, it is still okay. Don't change you as a person. Change the way you do things, relate, and find someone to talk to. Do not think that you are the only one who is in that situation. I may be the second lady in the Republic of Kenya, but I can tell you at one time, at one point, I was in KU, and because of circumstances at home, I wanted to commit suicide. Therefore, it is not only you, but many people are going through health. This mental health is real. But because of the many views that we have about it, and especially in Africa, our culture has not appreciated the matters of mental health. And therefore, when you find a quarreling mother, an angry parent, you find shouting sister, or we say they are mad, others we say they are bewitched. And we look for solutions outside, and we give excuses, and we say that those people, they have no redemption. But I have come today to tell you as a mother, there is hope. There is. Don't give up, because it is possible to be in that situation and to overcome. The storytelling we have been told today is a confirmation that even with that condition, if you can take control of the mind and have a family that is supportive and a community around you that understands you, it is possible to overcome and to live with a condition, and that condition, it becomes your platform even to be able to help others, like we have had today. One thing that you must know, as the first storyteller told us, that there was a child. If that child did not understand that young man, and also in the case of the second one, if that working community or the people who are around you, the environment around you, is not understanding, is judgmental, it will drive you crazy, and it will actually drive you to your grave. But I'll ask you that as families, as a communities around, we must become the supportive system to one another. The Bible says in Romans 12, 1-3, that is why I'm a pastor, because they said God showed up, and you will hear God will come up every time, because he's your creator and the one who is holding the blueprint. If you can know him very well, things will change. He says, therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good and pleasing and perfect will. You know, the mind is so strong, it's so powerful, that if you do not take control of your mind, when it goes outside, you could see by the energy of the dance that has just happened here, you can actually tell, even you are wondering, what do we go that way? But when they come down, you also come down. So a mind has a way that it works, and it can only be when it is renewed every day by not changing yourself, but changing the way you do things, changing the people you talk to. If you find somebody is wearing you and taking away from you, find somebody else who will fan your fire, who will fan your dreams, who will believe in your vision, who will believe in your dreams, who will work with you just the way you are. And you know, as a mother, I love you just the way you are. It is my joy to see my children. All of them are different. I have two. They are different. And they behave differently. They react differently. They respond differently to what I say. Sometimes one, I will tell him this way, and he thinks I've condemned him. And I've taught them to be my friends. That when they feel their mother is going overboard, they should not tell me at that time, because I also get very angry. But they wait for me. But they should never be silent. And there is something that my children, you who are in the university, and those who are listening all over, we as parents are afraid of you. You may not know it. You think that we are tough. We are tough because we don't know how to deal with you. We don't know what is good for you. We don't know exactly where we lost it. And let me take this opportunity to say sorry as parents, because we didn't do a good job. All this, you see, the stresses and depression our children are going through is because we were too busy to love you. We were too busy to care for you. We were too busy to bring you closer and to be able to prepare you for the independence that you found in these universities. And for that, we are losing you. And you became silent. And that silence is so deafening to us. And we don't know, we are afraid that we are losing you. Many of the parents have received caskets instead of children after finishing their university. And therefore, mental health is an issue that we must discuss. It is a conversation that must be encouraged. It is a narrative that be carried everywhere, whether it is in primary schools, in secondary schools, in TVETs, in colleges, in universities, in the place of work, because mental health is a demon that is ravaging every home, everywhere, whether it is in school, whether it is where I can confirm to you, as I've been going round, I've just become aware of what kind of crisis that we are going through as a country and even the nations of the world. So you who are now in the universities must take up and stand up and don't blame yourself. Stop judgment, because you judge parents and we judge you. And in this confrontation and this conflict, we are losing one another. Because as you may feel that myself as a parent, I'm to blame, I also think you are to blame. And if you are not resolving these issues, what will happen? You will lose your parents, and the parents are burying their children. So we must come to a place where we discuss this mental health, and we know it is an illness that needs attention, that needs to be treated. And once we know that, we will live together and change the way we are doing things. But what I've spoken as a mother. And I believe that it is true. Yeah. I don't want my children to be silent on me. I want to speak with you. I want to hear what is ailing you. What is it that you want us to do? So that fear of losing my children does not make me react and respond in a negative way that even drives you further from me. When my children were growing up, we had very good relationship. We will sit down and then we sit in a line, because that's what we used to do. In one seat, we all sit, I sit, and then the father, then the son, and the son. And we all sit in a line like a train, and we would tell stories, and we were happy. Then they grew, they went to secondary school. They want to tell me they don't want to sit the way we used to sit. They don't want to have conversation that we used to have. And then they go to the university. I go to the university, and one of my sons said, you know, Mommy, I have grown. Please don't be coming. And I felt rejected. And I allowed him to go. Then we come home. He has his room, and the other one has his room. Everyone comes, hi, Mommy, into the room. Then the next thing, bye, Mommy. Now, it became very difficult, because I wanted to still have my children. I wanted to speak to them. And then when things go wrong, they say, you are not there. How could I be there with the hi, Mommy, and bye, Mommy? You tell me. So let's learn to talk to one another. And there is no better place to be than to your parents. We love you, and we care about you. And all the things you see, may they be crazy things that we are doing trying to protect you. When you hear us saying don't go at night, it's because I'm afraid what will become of my daughter, what will become of my son when they go out there. Who is taking care of them in this age where people are lining all these beers and whatever with drugs? Will they be drugged? That is what is running in the mind of a parent. It's not that we want to curtail your freedom. We want you to grow. At the same time, we want to hold back. So help us, so that when you go out, I remember one of the times that I felt my son, it was my son's birthday. And my son loves to invite very many people. And so this day, I thought myself, I will be the one who is going to help them. And so the young ladies and the young men came. And I'm standing there on the counter with my husband serving. And as we are serving, the young people did not know we were the parents. So they would come, hey! And that is now my husband. Give me that soda, you know. And my husband would make a face, and I tell him, you are the waiter. Please open and just give them. Until they came to know the people who had been serving on the counter were the parents of the birthday boy. And I could see the way they changed. So it is possible to change your mind and to behave right. And also for the parents, it's possible for us to behave right and to come down and talk with you and serve you. So we can serve and live with one another. I am glad to join you with great enthusiasm and a profound sense of purpose as we gather to discuss the topic of utmost importance, mental health. It is an honor to be here at the invitation of MyAfya Africa for the storytelling of mental health, your Chronicles Summit. Thank you for your invitation, and I'm glad that this discussion is happening during our time. This summit is a blank check for us here today to present. It presents a great freedom of action and choice to make better our lives and lives of millions of Kenyans who silently suffer under this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, MyAfya Africa has taken a bold step into the deep waters to save humanity. I wish to commend you on this humane path you have taken. Saving a human life is most important work you are doing on this earth. Once again, it is the greatest work that you can ever do, and because you are in the leadership, I commend you to continue. Again, your commitment to promoting mental health and addressing the critical issues of alcoholism among boys and men in Kenya, indeed, as it is gratifying, it is also speaking hope and new voice to millions of those who are in distress and many to so many determinants. Your mission resonates deeply with the goals of my office, which is dedicated to empowering the boy child and addressing the unique challenges they face in our society. The space has for a long time remained unoccupied, and it is time we broke the glass ceiling. We must openly and candidly speak and find a solution to this grave matter. Our distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we must make concise and deliberate efforts towards confronting this complex issue surrounding mental health. I am glad to note that MyAfya Africa has taken a pioneering multi-sectoral approach towards this end. I urge you not to give up or lose focus on this journey. At the same time, we should do this in full realization of the fact that mental health is not just about clinical solutions. It is about fostering a sense of community and reducing the stigma and inspire hope and resilience through the power of storytelling. I have shared my story on mental health, and it is a powerful experience to the nation. Many times when you see people well collected and you see them well dressed, you never know. Like Jack is telling us, it is not about how we dress. Sometimes we are dressed and well corrected, but our mind is going wild, and we are going crazy with the things that are around us. And the environment around us may not even understand us. But what I pray, and I plead with you, is that you be a supportive system to the brothers and sisters who are around you, to your parents and everybody, because this mental illness is with everybody. You don't know, some is hereditary, others is because you went through an experience. Before, I could not stand here. I would be sweating like this. And the reason was because when I was growing up, when my father died, and we became like destitutes and we were living in a ghetto in Kiandutu, my uncles used to tell us not to speak. You shut up because you don't belong, you are nothing, you are all that. They would speak all that. And therefore, anytime I would come, I would struggle to stand to speak. And of course, the people who are sitting there and seeing me sweating profusely, they would think I'm afraid to speak. It is not because I was afraid to speak. It's because something in my background was affecting me. But you can see now I'm not sweating. I'm growing confident and bold every day, because I feel it is very important as a mother to speak to my children, to speak to the nation, and also I make the environment around me conducive. So I always ask that when I am in an auditorium, make sure it is cold. And I thank you, Daystar, because this place is very good. Through such personal narratives and shared experience, a safe space is created where individuals can open up about their mental health journeys. By doing so, one reduces stigma associated with mental health challenges, and demonstrates that seeking help is the right thing to do. The holistic approach to nurturing mental well-being is commendable and aligns perfectly with the vision of a healthier and more empowered society to a dignified life. Opening up about experience on mental health must be encouraged across the board. I wish to acknowledge the youth who continue to share their experiences, especially during this summit. Your courage in opening up and sharing your experience is not only inspiring, but also a vital step towards breaking the silence that often shows mental health issues. Your stories touch hearts, change minds, and offer hope for those who are silently struggling. So continue to do it. Allow me also to commend the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, NACADA, a key partner in this endeavor. I encourage them to foster and enhance more collaborative approaches in addressing mental health and substance abuse in Kenya. The rate of alcohol and substance abuse among the Kenyans is alarming. It is affecting individuals and families across the nation. Urgent initiatives by the players like this summit that promotes awareness and understanding and support the mental health must not stop. We need to enhance them. Additionally, youth suicide has become a deeply concerning issue in Kenya. The rate at which young lives are lost to suicide and are heartbreaking to us as parents, and we are worried as a nation. It is a stark reminder of the urgency with which we must address mental health challenges amongst the youth. Finally, I know you've been waiting for that. With all our partners within and without, our collaborative effort can transform and change lives, break down barriers, and create a society where mental well-being is a priority and no one suffers in silence. Thank you all for being a part of this essential conversation. May this summit be a catalyst to positive change and a source of inspiration for generations to come. I now declare the summit officially opened. God bless you and thank you very much.